Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Buki. If you're new here, hello. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're an old subscriber, thanks for returning. So on the channel today, we're going to be doing, should I say episode 3 or video 3 of my grad school series. Yeah, so if you missed episode 1, go and watch it so you can have an idea, right? And I might have even answered some of the questions you would love to ask. If you missed episode 2 as well, make sure you go and watch it. I'm going to drop them somewhere so you can actually watch, or maybe put the link somewhere. Yeah. So today we're just going to be talking about, coming to America, trying to settle into grad school, being active on campus and everything. So if you want to know more details, please keep watching. In my second grad school series, the video, I talked about how I got my visa approved, and then the next step was obviously to get my flight ticket. I got my flight ticket and then had to start buying some things. I didn't even shop so much, just mostly Nigerian food. It's not like I even like to cook, but just have Nigerian food and some things. I think my hair extensions, and I started packing. I had to start looking for a shipping company to help me with some of my things, because guys, I have a lot of stuff, and I gave out so many things. I haven't had a closet sale, but I just also needed to bring things to America because I didn't want to come here and start from the scratch without having anything, or start spending extra money on whatever it is and stuff. Yeah. And at this point, my mom had already said, oh, my friend actually lives in Connecticut. I was like, really? That was news to me, because I'm like, oh, I had already picked Connecticut, right? And I didn't even know she was in city. Anyways, long story short, my mom, I reached out to her to let her know that I was coming to America, and it was the conversation and everything was good. And then before coming to America as well, I create content. I'm an influencer as well. I was also looking on Instagram to see if I could connect with any black influencer in Connecticut. I couldn't find a lot of them here, to be honest, in Connecticut, but I was able to. I found Yinka. She's my friend right now, and then I reached out to her. I was like, last, I was overthinking it. I was like, last, she'll say no, right? But she actually responded. I was like, oh, she was open to being friends and connecting and everything, right? So then I came to America. I landed in America. I landed in New York, and I had to find my way to Connecticut. So I just took an Uber straight to Connecticut. Guys, I had been trying to get at accommodation, but I could not get. So when I got here, I stayed with one of my friends and her flatmate Jumi and Tola. Yeah, they accommodated me for I think the first 3 months, and then my mom's friend had come as well. She got me my first provisions and everything. I did all the whole registration process, school, everything I needed to do, and then lectures resumed, right? So lectures started. Guys, Connecticut is cold. See, Ukraine is cold, right? It wasn't meant to be a big deal, but city as well is really, really, really cold. But I mean, it wasn't so bad to adjust because I already had the experience. So while staying with my friends, I was looking for ways to, I needed to get my own apartment. I had been searching. It was quite difficult. And I also really felt like, I was inconveniencing my friends. I also wanted to start creating content. But before I actually left Nigeria, I had batch created some content that was going to last me for maybe the first 3-4 months. One thing about me, I always plan ahead. I don't want to be caught unaware. So I already created content I could post, even though I was relocating, if I would not have access to photographers for months and everything. But I just wanted to get my apartment. It's just, and I wanted to live alone. I really love being by myself. Everything was pricey. Long story short, the truth is, coming to Connecticut, God was just with me at every point, every step. Trust me, I got my apartment. The apartment I got wasn't an apartment that they would rent out to students, because obviously I didn't have any credit score or whatever it was. So my mom's friend actually stood in as my guarantor. God bless Auntie Lizzie. Really, God bless her. I'm not sure what I would have done without her, to be honest, because obviously she had to put herself, it was a risk she actually took. And then I got my apartment. And after getting my apartment, I had to furnish, guys. It was not easy at all because the apartment was empty. so I had to furnish everything. And then my mom's friend as well, she got me my first set of like plates, cutlery, my pots, pans, you know, provisions and some groceries. I was just like, wow, like that was so nice of her. For me, yeah, grad school was an experience I am grateful for, to be honest. And I just want to use this opportunity to just, you know, thank my parents, because guys, schooling in America, sponsoring a child in America is not like, especially someone that wasn't even on 100% scholarship, because like I mentioned in one of my videos, I think the second one, 20% scholarship was, I mean, I'm thankful I was given that, but it was not significant compared to how much money, you know, we had spent. So when I was in grad school, I was quite active. You know, I was part of the Student Public Health Association. I was also the vice president of the African Graduate Student Association. I love being a leader. I love, you know, leading, serving people. So I just wanted to do that as well. You know, I was going to church, and I was also still creating my content. I was juggling a whole lot. So it wasn't like I was only focused on grad school. I had other things. And then I set a goal for myself, guys. I was like, after my father has spent all of this money, and it wasn't also really just about my dad. I just felt like, Buki, you're getting a second degree. People that graduate with distinction, they don't have two heads. So you have to put in the work. You have to graduate with distinction. I did not know how that was going to happen, but I was willing, I was ready to put in the work. So I had written it down, like my notes app, you know, my iPhone, that Buki, your grad school goal will be to graduate with a 3.9 or 4.0 GPA. And yeah, so grad school, I was doing a whole lot, you know, still creating my content. I was still consistent, you know, having my lectures. My lectures used to be in the evenings, and, you know, I was just doing all of that. And for the most part, I was home trying to study, you know, basically doing all of those things. And then once in a while, you know, I'll hang out with people. And I traveled a whole lot in my second year. Like, I traveled a whole lot within America. I also traveled outside of the US. And yeah, grad school was an experience for me. I finally graduated from grad school in 2022, December 2022. And guess what? My goal, I achieved my goal. I had a 3.96 GPA. I'm going to talk more about it in my next video, right? The last video is going to be a Q&A where I'm going to answer so many grad school related questions. So make sure you turn on post notifications, because we have come to the end of this video. Make sure you turn on post notifications, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you also give me a thumbs up. And see y'all in my next video, which is going to be the end of our grad school series, except if you guys have, you know, questions I did not answer in this video. Thank you for watching, and see y'all later. Bye.